kind of like when people talk about like having children, there's always a reason why. You shouldn't. So at first it was like, oh wow, I'm a minority here. There was 33 of us and I don't know, 29 were Americans. But it was great for me because I've learned so much about the American culture. I understand more and I appreciate more and things are in context now. So that's been great. And then for me, I've always been a kind of person that like, we humans, so let's relate as humans as opposed to that's your culture, that's your skin color, that's, you know, whatever.
So why did you decide to do remote year?
Our company, we work remotely anyway. I had a travel bag that kind of bit at the end of 2017. And I was like, well, if I can work and live remotely, then why don't I see what that looks like? And I think for me, the thing that made me choose remote here was the community. I could see, like, watching all the videos, hearing people's feedback of what they got out of it. The community aspect really came through strong. So I was like, yes, I get to travel, I get to work remotely, and it's satisfying that community aspect that I feel is important for me. I can't say that it's fallen short in any ways, but it's definitely been very different to what I thought. It's just been way more intense, I think. Yeah. I thought it was going to be, you know, you're just working, so you have your normal work routine, whatever that is, and, you know, we'll see each other like at track events, you know, like cultural events. It's just been full on. It's been great. I don't say that in a negative way. I think Josh particularly has been really good at creating a community that represents like being there for each other, and we're all different and we come from different places culturally, different age groups and stuff, but let's find the commonalities and let's love each other, accept each other, challenge each other, and be this family. Kind of like from day one it was like that. I was surprised. I was like, people were saying they loved me in day one, and I was like, you don't know me. But actually that has been true to our group. I can honestly say now I do love everybody. You know, for me at times it's been exhausting. At some point in this journey I wasn't taking things in as much as when we first started, because you're so busy and you're processing so much. You know, it's a new culture. I mean, even just going to the shops and buying groceries, we can spend like up to an hour, you know, trying to Google Translate and whatever. Where there's been language barriers, it's trying to, you know, get used to that. And so there's a lot going on that I don't think people not doing remote yet think about. For a few of the countries it has been different to what I expected, even though I didn't realize I had an expectation. I really love Morocco, Marrakesh. You know, it's an African country. I've traveled to Kenya, Nigeria, Madagascar, a few other African countries, so I did have like, oh, it's probably going to be like this, and then I got there and it wasn't. It was just a great month. It was so beautiful, so colorful, and then being in the Sahara. I was really looking forward to Vietnam. I was looking at the nature part of it. And then we went to Hanoi, which was like not that. And it freaked me out, I have to admit. And I guess it was a bit too chaotic for me. That's one of the things that I realized about myself, is that environment really does affect me. At month 5, I was like, maybe I should just go home for a bit. And then I think it was my brother or someone else that said, well, go to Thailand and see how you feel. And we went to Thailand and it was completely different, and I was completely fine. And I really enjoyed Hoi An, the beachy parts, and then we did the Sapa hike. That actually is one of my highlights on remote here, was that weekend hiking in the mountains.
You mentioned that you're not really taking it in the same way.
Yeah.
Think you would have been better in one of those shorter programs?
I'm still glad that I had the full year experience, for sure. It's the pace that we travel. This is the thing that I think I struggle with, is that just as you're starting to like, okay, I've got the hang of it. This is where I go get my groceries. I understand what this means now. So that's cheese. You know, just as all those things happen, you have to leave. in some ways, particularly like with visa stuff. It has been challenging. It became very apparent that the itinerary is suited to American citizens, you know. For example, I've had to get 10 visas.
10 visas. There's only 12 countries. That's all of them, basically.
That's almost all. And so there was a point where I was like, okay, I can't do remote.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there was a point where I was just like, I can't because of this visa situation. For example, we started off in Europe and I needed a Schengen visa. And so they wouldn't give me a Schengen visa until I got my other visas. But I couldn't get my other visas because it was too... Do you know what I mean?
So beyond getting your visa act together, what advice would you give to other South Africans who are thinking about travel?
I would say definitely do it. It's just been a mind-blowing experience. You get to see all these places, you get to connect with people, you get to create these communities. It's just an open door of opportunities on the other side. That's what I can say. And I could say it's worth the hassle of getting the visas, definitely. It's not just about traveling, really. You know, it's about creating this life. If you can have the courage to create the life that you want, then go for it, you know. I know, obviously, I am a woman of color. I guess, like we are who we are, and like, I don't want to say, I don't know, you're just gonna have to, yeah, but like, kind of like, f*** them, you know what I mean? Like, if they want to have prejudice and they want to, you know, treat you differently because of the color of your skin, like, well, f*** off. Do you know what I mean?